Welcome, guys. Finally, 5th of November, it happened, and we reached 100K again. Oh boy, what a perfect dump. Awesome. There is still possible for any continuation, and yes, we will go even lower eventually. So far, we just reached the 100K with some potential buyback on it from some bits, what we hit quite perfectly. We got into that right now. So far, we still having a small bounce from it. I'm not really putting faith into it. Yes, I have a small scalp on it, technically, but that's just a scalp. I'm more focusing right now on shorts. Just why? Because we are breaking every single structure to the downside. So be aware, right now, we need to regain this hip even to think about to go higher. So far, if you're not going to do it, that's going to be on the side retest, and we're going to go continue it, grabbing maybe lower bits or anything hold on this structure. So far, I'm seriously not even considering to long anything. And I don't care about the rest of the market so far. Bitcoin wise, I'm going to talk a little bit more later as well on the chart. So far, we still we can go a little bit more higher up to 106. That's the point of interest for the first flip. If we want to have some continuation for a higher up, but so far, let's see if we're going to hold anything or regain. This is just a bounce from the lows. Nothing significant is holding yet. Right? Let's make that clear. I'm not gonna go through all coin glass because there's no really point of it. So far, 24 hours long and short, we are still kind of middling. You could say 4 hour looks a little bit more short stacked. So yeah, possible to go a little bit more higher. That's still fine. Top traders still in a long. They will flip when we're gonna reach the below 94 or maybe even 80K. Then they start to flip. That's gonna be the coin glass situation. Now, I'm gonna point out some obvious things, and I'm starting to get a little bit more frustrated about people who don't listen and complain only about the market, because that's not the reason that you should be here. If people start to complain and they are already scared or panicking with the pullback, what we just did, and yes, it is just a pullback. We didn't break highest time frame structure to the downside yet. So already, if people start to panicking, that says something about your own positioning. If you are positioned wrong, you're gonna cry about it. If you are positioned right or in correct way into the market, then you should be fine. You should take profit and you should be happy about that. So that says as well about people and traders or influencers or whatever you see as well on the walking around the fucking X and maybe some discords, whatever. I do not care about it. We've been shouting about that for quite a long, some of the mentors. So if you didn't listen, then I'm sorry, that's up to you. And that should make you think about it as well to change maybe something. So overall, I've been mentioning this shit as well for quite a long. There have been two levels I've been considering aiming for. As low as we can go is the 15. Then that's possible for a market to pull up and have some potential go into the all-time high or even higher. Going above the 15, the shit is wrecked, right? And obviously that's gonna pull up the whole market with it. So right now, yes, we have a retracement on the VIX, but that just a retracement. We didn't break anything. Still, this candle or even next candles need to go below 15 to potentially think about the all-time high or even higher. Make sure you understand that. Reversing that, still, this is a continuation, right? This whole move, it's still continuation, right? Till we're not gonna break this. Make sure you understand that, right? And yes, there are some trend lines on it, and yes, they play out, and I like to see them as well on it. Why? Because they are quite a point of interest. If we start to reverse, will we start to go above the 19 or 20-ish area? My next goal is going to be the flip of 20 and 28. Believe me, if that's going to happen, we're going to be somewhere over here, aiming to go higher. We're going to be around the 80K or even lower. Make sure you understand that and position yourself in that perspective. That's why I always look at the VIX. On top of that, the biggest outlier and the biggest warning what I was giving to everyone was the Dixie. Like every single stream, I've been showing this, and look where we are right now. And what does that mean? Right? Yes, we're aiming to go even higher. This doesn't even show any weakness to turn around for now. We are regaining the previous high. What does that mean? Regaining that, holding it. Yes, we could have some potential small retracement, or even coming back into this high and then have a continuation and going into the 101. If that's happened, believe me, Bitcoin's going to find itself around the 80K or even maybe lower. That said, we've been doing it quite for a long time, already from September. So there was quite a lot of time to prepare yourself for any kind of positioning to the downside. That's the second one. And the third one, the biggest outlier, is the whole market. Total 3 crypto market, I mean then, right? We failed the highest structure that we want to see, the wick from that whole positioning of flipping. We're still aiming to go lower to the weekly one. Then the weekly, potentially, if we start to close right now, we failed that as well. And then, of course, the daily. That's the third one outlier as well. So already, what do? Instead of going there, we start to do this, right? Change of structure in character as well. If you flip that, it's already quite interesting to see how that played out and where do we go. That's the next aim, right? I think that's quite clear as well, that we're aiming for this area over here first to hold or whatever to do, maybe a small bounce, and then the next one's going to be around 72 bear market stuff or even lower, right? So aiming, if people aiming for it to go only up only and not even turning around or not even thinking about the bear market, believe me, that's one of the wrong things to do, because you should be always focusing in both ways. You should always position yourself in both directions, no matter what. So just saying that, still, this could go a little bit more higher up. Like we could have some pullback from it to the upside to see and to reach the underside retest, and then still continuation. When we start to break stuff, not here, but just over here, we start to regain and break stuff to the upside. And then you have the biggest resistance still above you. So what I've been saying as well, like from the beginning of this freaking dump, the first ever stream that I did, I've been saying this always on every single chart, what you're going to see right now after that big dump. It's sideways for sure, definitely, even as well to potentially go lower in a range. That's going to happen. Why? Because you need to understand, and I've been going to say that for freaking a long time, wiping almost 30 billion from the market, don't think that that 30 billion is going to come back into the market in one day. That's going to take ages for it to pull up all that money back into the market and regain all that shit. That's not something that you do overnight. Believe me. If you don't know how much is 30 billion on the market, please Google it and compare it to some things that you may be gonna realize how big of amount of money is that. Right? So I've been warning about that. Just saying. Gold still dropping down, making new lows on a high time frame. We are breaking stuff. Start to fail the high time frame on it as well. Big break of structure. I'm not even thinking we're gonna reach the highs. Possible we're gonna do something grindy, one up, and bigger structure, start to regain, and then maybe we're gonna reach the underside retest of this stuff, and then bigger pullback. Who knows? I don't care about that much anymore. I mean, little short. It didn't take much from it, but it was just a small one. So far, it's fine. I had a long from here, but I quit that quite quick, and I stopped my bot on it as well, just to let you know. And as extra information, this is still, wait, did I change something? Yeah, I did. This is still going on. We didn't reach my area of interest that I need to get out of my trade on 80%. So I'm still into that. And every single new low till we're going to reach 1017. I'm going to take some little profits. And this is then the 25% bigger profit from my whole movement of this trade. Next area is over here if we start to break the 1016. But yeah, let's see. That's going to be just a continuation so far. There is no need for that. And the second one as well, what I've been quite a lot mentioning already, we regain this high if you, let's say, if you're gonna X wicks we start to regain this high, just to make you sure that you understand what's going on right now. We still have a continuation to go higher, right? This was a previous high, low, higher high. Barely sneaky close, but it is, right? So potentially going a little bit lower, that's fine. Something like this, and then start to regain that as well, and then coming back into the 62, that's your full continuation. If not, if we start to reverse, and that's still possible, then the first thing what you want to see is failure of this area. That's your major failure to go lower. Impossible, the rest gonna flip and go to the all-time highs areas. But that's the only outlier that you need to care about. 59%. So I hope that's a little bit clear on the whole market outlier, and the rest of it gonna be shown a little bit more tomorrow, just because as well we have quite a lot of information coming into the market. This service PMI, that's bullshit. But tomorrow, that's over, no, in 2 days, sorry, in 2 days, we're gonna see so much more volatility coming into the market, and maybe it's gonna go a little bit more lower, or maybe it's gonna be positive, and who knows, we're gonna aim for the higher up, because there is still some potential more liquidity above us. But I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. We see potential as stable coins going below the 60%. I like to see that. So that is already a potential of the flip. Nothing major yet. This is just a one outlier of the whole regain or buyback situation we're having right now. Still, we didn't even hit the 100x yet, and we have that M pattern, reverse pattern of going to the downside above us. That's his first resistance. So let's see how we're going to deal with that, and then potentially we might even come close into the neutral line, squeeze all of the market, and then see if we're going to see the flip of it. I hope that's a little bit clear. Yes, overall, every single oscillator going to show you that we are way overcooled and we are due for a bounce. But that doesn't necessarily need to say that we will have that yet. Okay, make sure you understand that and see that as well. Then the biggest, sorry, I was looking on the side. The biggest information giver is the capital flow index. I've been yapping about that for quite a while. Not really focusing on the backs. That's not the important one. It's the market outlier. Dixie, as high as it gets, is freaking on 72 already. So that's really impressive for it. SPX is dumping. VIX had a retracement, but we didn't break anything. You need to understand, I'm looking at those lines same as I'm looking at the structure. Break this, potentially going lower, right? Holding that, potentially gonna go higher up. Simple as that. Maybe it sounds stupid, but I'm looking at it as a potential structure-wise, or same as the charts, because it's behaving like one, right? Regaining that hip over here, right? Went all the way higher up. So there is that. Just to let you know how I'm looking at those lines. And you can, if you want it, make it a little bit more easy on your eyes. And there it is, right? Something like that. That's up to you, what you like. Potentially still, it's above the neutral line. So there is potential to go higher. So that means as well the dump continues. If that's going to start to flip, I would like to see not only all those three tickers over here get close to the neutral line, but Dixie need to fail quite heavily. You need to see something like this happening on Dixie, and all of that's going to reverse. All right. So far, this is still continuation. Tomorrow we're going to have some bit more data coming in, a bit more volatility coming into the market. Then that's going to be quite interesting to see how the market looks like. So far, this is still continuing. Okay, now fun part. Now it's going to be interesting. Switch this off. So as I've been mentioning, and this is going to be quite hectic for some people maybe. Don't get me wrong. This is a range, monthly range what we are in. Right now, we went a little bit lower, but still right now we are on the low of the whole monthly range, right? And no matter if you're going to do that like this or whatever, I'm keeping the bodies as a point of interest. understand, we did all of the move from the top all-time high to the downside minus 18%, or okay, let's say minus 20%, right? That whole move to the downside is been just a pullback. I hope people realize where are we right now and what we are doing, what we did a couple days. This is just a pullback. Nothing major happening. Nothing is changing yet. Nothing is going like to fucking zero or whatever. No. How the alts are reacting, like that's up to them. I don't care about that. But that's the whole idea of pullback right now. And people are already panicking and scaring and flipping mindsets or whatever. I'm seriously surprised and mesmerized at the same time about it, how people react on a simple pullback when we've been mentioning that it's going to happen sooner or later. But then imagine what's going to happen when we're going to reach our target of 67. Okay, that's minus 40% from the top. People going to jump out of the windows? For fuck's sake, come on. Like, it's seriously, I can't understand like the mindset that people in that we forever going to do this. Forever. And tomorrow we're going to reach 200K. I'm sorry, but that's not happening. And it will never happen. Like, the part that we're going only up. We need to understand one thing. Markets going up and down. Bear markets happening. They will always happening. We did already from the beginning of the bull run, we did 730% already on Bitcoin. Like if you didn't make any profit of this whole move or like a penny of money of this whole move, then I'm sorry, then I don't know what to tell you. Right? And we've been up and down. Like, yeah, we've been ranging. Market hence 90% be ranging than to have like extended moves. Like this is a range. This is a range. This is a range. And this is a range. And even this is a range. And look how many times you just did extended move, like a small piece over here, a small piece over here, and small piece over here. It's like understand one thing, like yes, ranges are here, and we for the year almost like this been going on. Oh no, this been Trendmaster. We came in 2024, so somewhere over here. We've been for a year long over here. We've been like trying to teach you guys how to trade ranges. I don't care about those extended moves, those explosive moves to the upside. I do not care. If I catch them, like fine. Because the market is 90% in a range. Like if you can't trade the range, then you should focus on that. To understand that and to trade that. Right? So we did already technically 7x on that. So do you expect another 7x from tomorrow? Like as fun it will be, that's not gonna happening so far. And we just pull back to the down to the low of the range, monthly wise. Weekly wise, same thing. We didn't even break the weekly low. We come back to it. So, and already people panicking and shitty the pants. Like, what's going on? Like, what are you guys, and what people are doing? Like, I have no clue. We try to, like, I'm not talking to the members in the Discord, but more likely overall. Like, I seriously can wrap my head around, like, what's going on with the trading lifestyle or whatever people are having. Like if you buy some fucking alts over here, then I'm sorry, but that shouldn't be the area. But that's the whole idea. We're still aiming to break the 100K. That means, yes, on the wick we went lower. We need right now body close to get closer into the area of 80K. Right? That's the next target, biggest target. I'm not sure we're gonna stop in between. Over here, low time frame, there is some structure, but higher time frame, not much. So I agree with on that one with low damper. We might do something like this as well, exact on the way down. So for me, still yes, we pull back all the way to the downside, the low of the whole swing on the weekly time frame. That was the target, so we hit it. So far, let's see how high we're gonna bounce. There is shitloads of resistance above us. Believe me, there is not something that we're gonna regain really easily, just because we have small outlier. This is already one, a small one. Then you have the 15 and 16, 115K, quite a big one because that was the daily. And then you have the all-time high, right? So regaining all that stuff, and that's going to take some time and effort. Especially, I'm not even sure, like people have been asking for 126 again. I'm not even sure we're going to reach that area. Why? Just because if you start to invert the charts, if that's the low, right, and we are setting, that's the low, we are setting now new high, we start to do something like this, means in the meanwhile, we start to break some stuff on the way up or down, whatever you want to call it, and then coming back into that, that's going to be one of the biggest shorts, what you can expect from it. But for me, I think personally, we're going to do something sketchy as this, coming over here, and then we start to break that. We're not going to reach that area. Yes, I understand people are aiming for the liquidity and everything over there, but it's still, it doesn't matter that much because that shit can be skipped. Because to be honest with you, it is still low leverage. There are some outliers over here, like 118, that might be hit on the wick, coming back. As in, you hit that, come back, close anything above here, and then you start to fail. Yes, that could be potentially. I'm not sure we're going to reach this area anymore. And max pain can be skipping all of that, all of those people over here, and just continue going lower, right? So that's kind of my aim and what we might do it. If we start to do some grindy stuff or some sketchy stuff into the 116 area, then definitely that's one of my shorts as well. I'm gonna reload that one. If we start to go a little bit more higher up, and that's fine as well. There is another one that I'm gonna reload, but for now, I'm not sure we're gonna reach that area. Technically, on the high time frame, we always got those two liquidity points, and we reach them most of the times. Like I'm saying, sometimes, and that happens as well, quite possible when the market start to end, right? We skip all of that as we've been doing from last time. I'm not saying we are here, like possible, right? Could be that we are in this situation right now. More likely, maybe we are here. So even then, if we are in this position, like did we ever reach the top over here? No. So imagine and this is the 126 area, right? This is 116. This is the low what we just did, and we are starting to do this sketchy thing. And then, right? Does it look similar what I just was drawing on the different chart? Like the same thing, right? This could happen. Like I'm potentially aiming for something like this more if they want to have bigger, more max pain or whatever you thinking they're gonna do. Because to be honest with you, they know that people, and I'm sorry that I'm gonna say that, people are a little bit more retail, let's say like that. Retail is a little bit more stupid, right? And they will aim to go higher up, but they can cut them off guard, cut them over here, like long the shit out of it because we're gonna go to all-time high and then nuke, right? All possible, yes. But this is as well, if that happens, right? If we start to do this, remember that the alts might pop, and by that I mean that they might reach a little bit more higher up with some liquidity grab, and then that might be your exit area as well for some of the tokens, whatever, if you're holding. But yeah, those are the levels that I'm kind of aim for. And let's see how we're gonna play it out. So far, I've been mentioning as well the TA from last Sunday. I've been saying that I'm gonna have some small scalp from here. That was the second one. The first one I took over here. That pullback, the buyback what you had over here. That was fine. But stopped out after that and took another one, small scalp, and then right now, yeah, I'm still scalping the 100K, like I mentioned as well, this area, just because we still didn't reach the low of that one. And let's see how high we're gonna get on it. I don't put any faith into that one. Definitely not on Bitcoin. And the rest, like I'm saying, like max what we can get is this area over here. And then another wick into it, what we did over here as well. And come back, close, fail, right? Something like that. All of that stuff. I don't know. I found it will be way too easy overall if this gonna reach over here and do the biggest fail ever. It's gonna be way too easy, in my opinion, in my book. So that's my thinking of it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't care. I like to stick with my own thesis or my EA on it. And so far, I was been mentioning last week as well. Keep an eye on the bands. Why? Because they still give you the way or direction in which we are going. Right? Where do we trade? Below that. What we're gonna grab right now. There is one couple 100 X's over here. So there it is. 100 core, right? And then you might do something like this. If that's gonna happen, we start to break the low from the 100K. Next kind of a stop, like I've been saying, on the low time frame is this hip. I'm not really putting faith into that one. I don't gonna long it. The next long that I'm gonna put into the on the Bitcoin position, if we're gonna reach, it's gonna be somewhere over here, and that's gonna be a scalp. Not really something that I'm aiming for the high time frame, but that's gonna be definitely a bounce because we're gonna wipe all of those liquidity. So, but yeah, that's the hip over here. I'm aiming next stop. That's the 93, yeah, 93K and 695 area. That's the low, and that's the whole box that we might see potential hold. Something like this, maybe small bounce, and then another continuation, right, into the 80K. So, hope that's a little bit clear on that perspective. There is as well. There've been some order books below us, quite perfectly fitting with, yeah, see? So we might go into that, struggle a little bit for the sideways potentially, or like that freaking up movement pattern and then break out of it and then come back into this area. I'm not really putting faith into that. And look how perfectly even those blocks fit into the swing points. Perfect. Yes, they are a bit more above that, but like I'm saying, not really sure we're gonna reach that area. That's going to be changing if we start to really regain that high and hold on this, right? So if we come back into it, right, something like this, back, try to grind, hold, and then reach that, then yes, that might change. So far, we still, what do? We break stuff to the downside. And I think that's quite significant that we've been below that. And right now we are reaching this low. So already the lowest low that we created, and that's been from the May. So we've been already all the year around, rounding it. Let's see how high we're gonna bounce from it. And there is as well, like not only this hip or this, but there's as well potential on the side retest, right? So as well, like this area, quite interesting. Even this area, that flip what we did is interesting. And then this area over here, that was the M pattern first, what you did. So there's a lot of resistance above us. That's why I'm not really keeping faith into the long. It's gonna be short-lived, that's for sure. The rest is just continuation into the lows. Yep. I think that's kind of all. See how where's the November open? Yeah, will be funny if that's correct to say, but it will be really funny if we're gonna get back into the November bearish on the side retest that, fail that, and do exact the same thing what we did with February. Where is February over here? I don't remember any. February level, much up, somewhere over here. That failure of February level over here. And it took us quite a long time to reach that back. So it would be funny if we're gonna do something like this. Failure, come back all the way over here, grind the shit out of it for a couple months, and then come back, retest that, and clear market stuff. It would be funny if that November is going to behave exactly the same as February level. But let's see. So far, so good. The shows are playing out. We've been screaming about those ones over here, and definitely I've been mentioning over here as well, the daily short. So yeah, if someone is not on it, then wait for another one. Sooner or later, it's gonna be another trade as well to pull up. So yeah, I think that's quite clear as well on Bitty. Let's have a look what Hype did, of Eve did. Fuck, out as well. Even lower than that. It start to break shit. Yeah. Coming back. There is your resistance. First bigger one over here. November retest. IB. So yeah. We are still not out of the woods. We need to regain some really high time frame shit for even potentially go higher up. Solana, failure. Look at that. Perfectly. Close below. Put into the 146. Didn't even look at it for a while. This one as well. Same points. Look how perfectly it played out. Like this was really, really perfect one. Full retest. Going back into it. Close above. Stand it. Really nice. Hype. Same thing. Like there's a lot of resistance above us for it. And this one is maybe the outlier that might even going a little bit higher, because they've been like reusing the tokens, the fees, every single thing what's coming into that DEX. They're talking it again into the company, and it makes it like pump like for freaking ages. Same thing. I've been talking with Zeus about that. This area over here, you need to imagine that this cost millions of dollars to hold this price action like that while everything went down. And then structure wise, holding it something and doing like that. This is one of the perfect ways as algorithms can go, right, on chart, to push the price lower without even bigger retracements or dumps. This is one of the perfect ones. So believe me, they're reusing the money quite wise and quite well. I have a feeling, and Sirius agree with me as well on that one. I think they start to change on the market maker. There've been as well quite a lot of movement from and to Hyperliquid lately. And this price action over here, even if they've been holding it quite perfectly, it's really rare that you see that. All of those wicks, this is a little bit off for Hyper to have this kind of price action. If you go back, you're never going to see it till you're going to reach the area that we had the listing. So we might see some changes in Hype or even behavior on Hype chart. But I think they start to change into the market maker situation or the company that they run. So still, but anyhow, for Hype sell-off, I'm still aiming to get close above the 50 area. And if we start to reach the all-time high, what's for Hype really properly, it's gonna be more secure for it to go and grab all of the stuff over here. It's not much, but it's still something to think about it, because I don't think Hype is still done, but still can continue otherwise. I'm still aiming for the 60 or 65 area again. If not, if you start to fail from 50 and start to do bigger retracements and close anything below the $30, then we have a still continuation. So far, we are holding on the lows, but we didn't regain the highs yet, right? So make sure you keep that in mind. We're holding on this support on that level, so we need to regain this. What technically can be done, because it's been quite tested and there is small resistance over here, but I'm still aiming for that area first. So hope that's a little bit clear on that perspective. And I mean, on top of that, Per is doing Per thing. And what I've been saying as well, buy every single low and sell on 1x. Hope that's going to be happening as well, because then I'm aiming from this low around here, or a little bit more often, 50% of TP, done. Right? Every single time it played out so far. Weird that you cannot see it over here, but on different type. I think we have some fucking issues lately. But yeah, that's good stuff. And so far, yeah, there are some outliers like XPLN, certainly pumps, like, yeah, you know, liquidity grab for sure. You have it. Let's see if that's gonna hold. If yes, does start to change. Right, so this start to change, you're gonna grind it out. You're gonna do another one like this, then yeah. But so far, it's bullshit as well. Like, funny enough that CZ bought it over here. I mean, he got filled for sure lower, but hey, pump your own fucking token, right? Yeah. There are potential some nice moves overall, but this is just the first bounce. We didn't retest the lows yet, so yeah, make sure you're aware of that and don't jump the gun way too quick. Been there for a while for it, but so yeah, I think that's a little bit all, and I hope that's quite understandable where we are, what we are doing, how did we do it, and definitely where do we go from here from people. Let me have a look on the chat. Wait up. Yeah. No, that's not happening. Very weak. Yep. Sweep. Exactly. Exactly. And yeah, be aware, like there is a lot of volatility coming in. Like overall, I don't care about the news. It just gives you perspective that it's gonna be volatile. And we are starting to squeezing like we did over here. Like remember that as well, guys. Like fucking hell. Every single thing likes to repeat itself. So look what we did over here. Like this is quite funny. Gonna make it quite easy to. And there is a reason why I have that chart. Stablecoin up high. You got the new low over here, right? After that, what we did, squeeze. The whole market been squeezing. Bitcoin sideways. Stablecoin up top. What do we do? Squeezing. What's gonna happen next? Definitely something like this. Into the resistance, and then might be. But hey, it likes to repeat. So, right? So far, squeezing. Do we regain something? Definitely not. Right? That's clear. Hope the people that can see that as well. But I'm not really seeing some spooky things. But yeah, this is it. And yes, all of the oscillator are quite overcooled. I know about that, but still, that doesn't say anything. That's just one outlier from the rest of it. The structure is the key. Price action and structure as well. So what do we need to do first? What's the first question? What do we need to regain? Let's first go to 110. Sorry, 110. And let's see what we're gonna do over there. Right? I think that's clear. Why? Because that's the first failure. And it set us in the new low. Okay. So what do we need to do? First thing first, you need to regain that. Close anything above. Right? What's next? You have the resistance. So doing that, that means you're gonna come lower, hopefully settling new lower high. Sorry, higher low. Right? So higher low. Then I'm gonna grind it out. Regain this. Cool. What's gonna happen next? Hopefully holding that and then doing one move to the upside, get into that. So are we out of the woods yet? Not even in the beginning of it. So understand that as well, guys. Make sure you keep that in mind. There is no need to jump the gun. Like, believe me, like, what's the need of catching the knife if you don't know anything what's gonna happen, how low it's gonna go? And how funny was it? Like this break, like seriously, it's quite funny. over here, we've been this trading. I've been saying that I'm gonna short this, and people tell me we're not gonna get here. Like, okay, cool. Why not? Like, yeah, I understand there is much more, a little bit more liquidity to the upside. There, if you don't break anything or you don't regain your previous high, I'm not thinking about that. Like, this should be the last thought of everyone right now, this area over here. Right now, focus on the locally. What's locally? This is your local price action. Focus first on that. See if you can regain something. That means your higher structure, especially something in between, see what that's gonna do and hold you low. If you start to do that, cool. That's 1 point. Now, aim for the second one. That's one. Right? If that's not gonna happening, then you're gonna aim for the lower. Even if there is no liquidity, I don't care. There is still much more liquidity to the downside than you think. If not even showing it. There's still something to grab there. Right? Please remember that. And I'm thinking I'm always gonna be repeating myself that price action structure is the key. There's nothing else that's gonna tell you that we're not gonna do it, or it's gonna be like indicator that's gonna show you like, no, we're gonna go to 128 or some shit. No, it's not. We could, yes, possibly we could. Are we doing it? So make sure you understand that. Need to go. Thanks, mate. Go try to see you, mate. Have a good one. What time can I look for direction for day trade is swing? I look for the direction for day trade and I mean every single time frame above 4 hour. That's your direction. 4 hour. So okay, Raya, first thing first, you should understand the 4 hour time frame. Let's start with that. If you understand the 4 hour time frame, that means you understand the structure, your swing points, and the regain and failures of the structures. If you understand that, and everything above that, it's your direction, or anything below that. I don't really care about the low time frame. Really, sometimes I'm looking at the 1 hour. If there is no 4 hour time frame structure, it can happen, right? It did. I was looking at 1 hour over here because there wasn't any 4 hour structure yet built fully. So then I'm gonna look at 1 hour. But when the 4 hours start to form, I'm gonna always look at that, and then I go to the daily to see where is potential daily high of resistance or support on that time frame. So 4 hour is the key, and if not, then it's 1 hour and a daily. And technically, you should look at 4 hour first and at the daily for the direction. And how do you determine the direction of it? I will suggest you to switch off the wicks. That's gonna make your brain a little bit a small fart, and then you're gonna see how the structure is forming. Exactly right now, you see where are the highest and the lowest points. This is the highest points. This was the lowest points before that highest point. What did we do? You broke that, right? Before that, you had even this structure over here. What did we do? Yes, you broke that, right? And all of this over here, even you broke this shit, this hip, and now where do you hold on? On this. So what are you doing? Are you regaining something or are you breaking something? So technically you start to break. Regaining happening over here. Are we here? Failing this, where do you go? First thing first, you have some pit stuff, stop pit or whatever over here. This area, small one, more support. Bigger one, oh yeah, that's over here. It's been last April, we've been here. People are saying we're not gonna reach that anymore. Funny. So yeah, that's the whole idea. 4 hour. Understand one time frame first. And I would suggest you to focus on 4-hour only. If you understand that, then you can play around with different time frames because every single thing after that, all the same. But the 4-hour is the key. But yeah, right now what we are doing, we're getting into that end pattern area over here. Resistance, a small first resistance that you reach, right? Is the first area that you need to regain to go even thinking about to go over here. Like I've been mentioning that so many times, like stepwise. How important is it? Step by step. You're not gonna teleport straight to 128 area. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be some long way to reach that. And in between that, or on your way up or down, it's gonna be always support, resistance. Gonna be some underside retest, right? Stepwise. Like there is no need to like. Again, I'm gonna say that again, and then I'm sorry that I'm saying that, but I think that's quite clear for some people as well, and you might rethink your decisions. Because if you are panicking already here, well, we did the drop of minus 20%, and that's just just a pullback, right? It has nothing to do with a dump. It's just a pullback, right? You're panicking over here, then your positioning is a little bit wrong. I'm sorry to say that, but you should learn that by already from not only us, but from different sources as well and from the whole community. But then, yeah, we've been quite often yapping about stuff over here, and over here. And especially after that dump. They've all been saying what's going to happen. So, sorry to point it out. I know it's painful, but it's a part of the job. We've all been there. Believe me, we all been there. We learn from it. But yeah, I think that's all on the structure wise. On Bitcoin, which on my levels back. Yeah, let's see. Last time I mentioned that as well. Losing 105. What's gonna happen? Straight into the 100k. Bang on. Small swing failure over here. Daily wise was over here. So regain that. That's gonna be as well same like we did over here. Technically, if you look at it, all of this is extended structure that we did over here. So we might see something like this again. Some volatility coming in from tomorrow, Friday definitely, and then maybe one more tap into that area, and then let's see. You're gonna be looking at the charts a bit often and much more. Then you're gonna see some patterns forming, some structure that is quite familiar to each other. But yeah, I like to see them, spot them, and most often they play out. Yeah, I think as well this, right? Capital flow index, like I cannot stress enough how important it is to spot the whole market trend, behavior, and even like I found it quite often that it's front running the whole move already. So that was quite nice. Like for example over here, say VIX started it, let's say the 23rd of October, right? 23rd of October. Third of October area. He was still aiming to go. I mean, we've been at 17. We went a little bit lower, right? But look what capital flow index did. Sideways, not even pushing it lower, but sideways, and then the 27, right? 27 over here, that low over here, that spike up. There it is. So yeah, you have some early information. Technically, if you hold them right and use it right, well, quite interesting how it works. So yeah, anyhow, I think that's one over here. That's 105. Fine. Okay. So yeah, do you have any questions? Any tickers, indicators, ideas, think-wise, or anything? This is the time to ask. Check some things. Nice. Perfect. Open up lower. Continue. Awesome. Hit my TP. Lost it. Finally putting some volume in after the big dump. Cool. This as well. We start to let's want it. For example, if you're gonna keep it up and stay above the 2.5 aerial volume, we might see some potential up, bigger ones. But if we start to get back in this freaking range again, up and below 1, it's gonna take forever. It's still interesting, right? Questions? Everyone is fine, I guess. All happy. How do you like my new pictures? New thumbnails. Cool. Yeah, the bull is nice. That's gonna be from today, yeah. Yep. I'm not sure yet about this one. Yeah, you see it. I'm not sure yet about that one, but the bull is cool. Took me some work, but nice. A bit of change for the bear market. I can wait. Believe me, guys, I can wait for the bear market. Oh, and I have some new strategies and some new ideas for the bear market as well. I'm gonna play out. I was thinking, like, a friend of mine put the idea in my head. I was thinking to. I'm not sure how I'm gonna call it, but so for example, like, wait, what? This? Okay, imagine that. Okay, this is gonna pure speculations, right? Or for now, let's see how we're gonna reach it. First thing first. So what I've been thinking as well, like we're gonna reach our bear market around this area. So this is the lowest as I think the bear market's gonna go. We might wick it into the 31 area ish, right? So if that's gonna happen, whatever, I'm thinking to. Not sure yet how I'm gonna play it out. I need to find a good exchange or a DEX maybe. Maybe it's gonna be on a hype liquid. Who knows? To do like how they call it, like from I don't know, from a penny to a million or something like that from challenge. While we're gonna ride up the bear market and as well the beginning of the bull market, something like that. So yeah, maybe with the vault kind of a thing. Period. I don't like that vault system at all. But yeah, I need to figure out something. Friends of mine, they put idea in my head to do something like a challenge or something. And then the point of it is like not to lose any trade, right? Not to have any losing trade, like straight up, like from one trade to another one. Yeah, I need to figure out. I have like a system already in my mind how I want to do it. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Gonna have fun for the next bear market. I can't wait to short everything. Oh, been a while. If all season, I'm not sure we can call it all season. Like, okay, so uh, technically, right? Let's take okay, fuck it. Let's take AVAX for example, right? So we need to like realize that we already had quite a movement from beginning of this year, right? Literally beginning of 2000, right? Was it? No, that's not the one. That's the one. In May, April, March. That's the first. Wait, that was this year. Well, we are in 2000. Yeah, Jesus, my brain is farting already. So yeah, we had quite a movement, right? Beginning of the year, let's say. So I'm not sure we're gonna have the all season. Like, okay, so the thing is, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm definitely not thinking there is gonna be an all season that we're gonna have something like this anymore. That's done. We that time been like last bull run, a bull run before that. Yeah, we had that. You need to understand as well, we have way too many tokens in the market. And there is not even money in the whole world who can fill up all of those tokens for a decent alt season, whatever. Right? You need to understand that we are a little bit too extended for that shit. Right? There are way too many shit coins. There are way too many fucking tokens that there are like not even use case for it. Like, remember that 95% of the whole crypto market, all of those tokens, they're useless. They don't have a use case. So why should you buy it in the first case? Just because the project looks cool? Yeah, maybe. Is that gonna help you token? Not really, right? Because overall, like, remember this as well, right? Like, everyone, like, okay, I don't want to be rude. Every single moon boy is talking about this shit. So when it's gonna reach the fucking $10, when they're gonna get out of that fucking lawsuit or whatever? Like, they had like my Twitter blow out yesterday or 2 days ago, and I've been mocking them down because they had in New York some fucking expedition or something. Like, this shit didn't even flinch. So the thing is, like, it doesn't matter what kind of hype there is about the token. Right now, the whole idea is, and people starting maybe to realize it, you need to have a use case for it. Why does the Solana hold that well? Well, because it's holding half of the tokens behind it, and you build on it, right? Yes, there is fucking use case for that. If same thing, like, yeah, I might joke around about that, but still, right? There's much more use case for that than a fucking fight coin. And look at that. How does it look, right? And I think we had already a decent alt season, if you ask me, on some of the tokens. Like, yeah, we used to have it, and right now, the only thing what you might have, and we need to be really lucky if we want to get it. It's something like this, maybe, right? And don't get me wrong, yes, that could be potential as well, some movement. But I'm not aiming for that. I don't care about that anymore because believe me, this is the only shit what I'm trading. I don't care about this shit, and rarely I'm trading. Like I pull out a short on this shit as well. That played out, but that was over here. This short. Yes, I got it, and the rest I don't care about it. Like, Dewey, I was really kind of thinking that that might survive, but to be honest with you, with this whole liquidity grabbing wick, what we did to the downside, and went all the way to the low of it. Like, I hope that 90% of those tokens not gonna survive, because not only we're gonna wipe out the whole freaking market with it, we're gonna be clean without all of those shitties and fucking useless tokens around us. And we can start over with a nice and decent market. Then the next cycle, whatever, we might see some nice movements because we're gonna be more focused on less tokens. Seriously, I've been saying that, like, I don't know if Mern as well remember that from the Trendmaster era that we've been in the bear market. I've been as well saying like we need a decent, like, natural selection of the tokens, because like how easy it is to launch your own token in those days. Back in the days, like a couple of bull runs before, it was a little bit harder to do that, and you needed a bit more money for it. But right now, for like $10 already, you can launch your own token, make it pump and dump, whatever. There's way too much. And retail is so fucked already that they don't have even money to buy bread. So yeah. I mean, there've been so many tokens that you could be, or there was like promised to have a use case for it, but never came to life even. So there it is. And like another thing, like um reserves, right? US reserve. This is in a US reserve. Like, how does it look like? Fucking Trump wipe all of it. Of, let's say not he, but like with this whole tariff movement. So if this is in reserves, like, shouldn't that be pumping or whatever? Because people are buying left and right or whatever. In case I'm not really like deep into it, I just hear shit. I don't care about it. But like the whole thing about it, like, I don't think we're gonna have a big alt season. And if so, like, I would like me to be surprised. Render as well. That, I mean, this is as well a little bit issue of the product, because they changed the naming of it and they changed the whole ticker with the market maker. So maybe it's on them, but still, right? We did the whole 500 move, and the second time we had this. Like, how many times do you want the token to pump? Shout out of it, right? Same thing. Think. What did we do with Link? Like, we used to be at $52. We're gonna reach that. I'm not sure why, because we doing exact the same thing what we did in the beginning of the year, pump of 2.5x. Then you have this pump of 2x. What you're gonna do next? This. So end of the next year, you might see some potential movements on it, right? By full run alt season like we used to have it, no. Let's wipe half of those tokens out of it and then start again. And don't you talk about AVEX. I'm not saying shit about AVEX. You know, listen, it's in my group of trading, so I have some respect for it. Same as Injective, right? So don't get me wrong. But yeah, the thing is as well, Injective, like 2024, end of it. Like, what did we do over here? December. And from that point, where did we went? Like, we broke this whole freaking structure twice. Not even that, but even that. And yes, it's a low, so we should go up right now. But we have the money for it at all. is there any like clear-minded person who's gonna buy it up or okay, not only like buy it up, but you need to understand like with this whole vibe, we've been talking about that as well, right? Like almost 13 billion and get out of the market, whatever, or 20 billion, whatever. So as an institutions or any supporting token, is that in your right mind to buy something like this or any freaking card that looks like that has been almost wiped out to zero? Like, believe me that people are gonna be careful right now, even stepping into those companies as supporting for the token or as market makers or whatever. So we need time. And look what we did over here. Right? Same wick, same candle. What do we do after that? Took us a year for the low, and then we had a small pump, and we have a continuation. So yeah, we're gonna do it again. Maybe. Are we gonna reach the tops? I don't think anymore. Not anymore. I'm not even reaching for that area. Like I've been saying, stepwise. Let's wait and see if we even reach $16 on injective, for example. That's the first step we need to reach, even before even thinking to go to 33 or whatever. Because we need to stay realistic, right? We've been breaking shit to the downside. We didn't regain anything yet. A higher time frame. Right? So yeah, alt season. I don't think we should call it that anymore, alt season, but it's gonna be just like a exit pump or whatever. It's gonna happen. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna have some, maybe at least 1x on some tokens. I will not expect more. Not yet, at least. There's much more going on. And guys, you need to remember as well, we still have 1 month. What's going to happen next month, do you think, in December, before Christmas? What's most of the people's going to do from the market? How are they going to buy the presents? Going to pull the money out. Right? After New Year, they might start pumping it. There it is. December 24. What happened? Look at that. Exactly. To the T. 24. Like Christmas time as well. Literally. What did you do after that? Yeah, one small pump, like exit pump, but that's all. We didn't regain any shit. Right? Yeah. Could be. Could be the same situation. I'm always pulling out my funds from the exchanges in the December and everything, and from my company as well. But that's just tax form situation. Anyway, but yeah, that's the whole idea and way that I'm thinking about it. But it's way too much. Like, so the thing is as well, like, are you, for example, let's say buy a car right now? Like, how many options do you have to buy a car, a decent car? And what's a decent car you're gonna say? Like, yeah, who fucking knows right now, right? Because you have like Smash Electronics and all of the fucking companies that are like competing with each other, and all of them are shit. Like, to be honest with you, like, believe me, like there is no the best one. Like, all of them have issues. All right, there you go. No worries. Right? It's exactly the same thing. It's way too many. You're not gonna support all of them. You don't have all of the cars from all the company because you want them to go like with the stocks high, up, or whatever, right? Don't. It's same with the tokens as well. There's too many. I've been saying like this is what I've been as well, like almost saying for the year. Like pick your top 5. Like Bitcoin should be your top one, right? Like if hype, it's up to you if you want it or not, right? But then like the good performers one, keep those ones and trade those ones. Forget all about this shit, all of that. This is useless, unfaithful as well. Like yes, you can dive into fundamentals, but fundamentals, they don't drive the token. They help it to exist or to like be in the picture. But it's not that the fundamentals are driving the tokens up to the fucking moon, sky, whatever. And it's gonna make you millions. No, it isn't. Because some of the tokens and even most of them are created not even to do a fucking all-time high or whatever, just to go sideways, for example, just to keep the trend up. That's it. Like there is always a reason why the token is there, and for what kind of reason. It's just the company reasons to make deal with the funds or whatever. So if you're gonna like, okay, so another questions like from most of the tokens that maybe most of the people holding or not or hoping for like all-time high, how many white papers did you read and understood? That's the question right now, and I'm really hoping for any kind of answer. Ooh, Ernie stop. Shut up, Smurf. Come on. What's the white paper? Yeah, that's you know that roll what's hanging in the toilet? That's a white paper. Yeah. But yeah, so the thing is like I really wonder how many people read the white papers and seriously understood them. And Smur knows that and fuck Eagle went away, but he could like confirm that. Like last not even last year, but bull run before that in Trendmaster, me and Eagle, we had over 120 spot backs. And believe me, that's the time before any kind of AI or ChatGTP shit. And he and me been fucking reading white papers as a bad story. So we've been like through that old shit over and over. And we've been reading all that fucking bullshit. Like I got burned out because of that, and he as well. And we stopped doing that after like fucking a year. And we took all of the money out of those spot backs. But that shit is so horrible written as well most of the times. And to understand anything, like right now, you need to be happy because you have ChatGPT, so he can fucking summarize it for you as a full 5-year-old kindergarten. But we've been through all of that because that's the only way to understand how that shit works or what they've been meant for, right? And we've been holding over 120 tokens. Like that shit been. We had spreadsheet for a spreadsheet for a spreadsheet. We had even 2 trading views accounts for even like holding that shit together. And eventually we burned out because that was crazy what we've been doing. It was fun, but never again. Like that shit is horrible. And right now it's 2 click and please say or summarize what this white paper means and let me know if this is good for the token. Like believe me, you don't learn from it. No shit. And if you're gonna go by that only, then yeah, by all means do it. But you're still not sure what's going on. Don't even read earnings report anymore. Yeah, you see, yeah, keepers. Yeah, that's it. They can put whatever they want into the white paper, but who's gonna tell you that all of that shit is true or it's gonna be used as they say? Right? That's 2 different opposite things. Like, yeah, I can spit as well. Like, I can write you a white paper as perfect as it is. But where is your fucking confirmation that that's gonna work out? You don't. You don't have it. That's why it's all to not okay. I'm not gonna say like it's all everything to make you blindsided or whatever. No, it's you to catch you off guard, right? To keep you into the fucking ecosystem what they want to, or to buy the shit that they want to. But they don't care if you're gonna make profit or not. They don't, because the only thing what they care is that they're gonna make money from it. I think I've been a little bit more going off cliff with. I hope get my point. A little bit more all of the place with it, but so the thing is like to make you guys like a little bit more settled on and grounded. Step back a little bit. There's no need to go and have like a fucking portfolio of 100 coins and be all of the places, because believe me, if you have a portfolio over 100 coins, and I might ask you a question like, give me a best performing token with use case for it and literally like a roadmap. It's gonna take you time to figure out that, right? Or are you going to the store and you buy left and right shit, not even looking at it or not even thinking, do I need that? Is it really necessary? Like, yeah, it happens sometimes when you want to buy some gadgets, whatever. But overall, you need to be a little bit more cautious of that. And as I've been saying as well, for me, alt season doesn't exist anymore, and I don't want to even say alt season. They must have, like, for example, bull run or bear market, whatever. It's just the way how you want to treat your portfolio. Buy something only in a fucking bear market. If you are already in a bull market, let's say if you want to be in that terms, you don't buy any alts anymore. Because in perspective of what we already did, and if the new tokens are coming up, like you don't chuck all of your funds into it, and then we start to turn around. Oh yeah, shit, I bought there and on the top, but if you're gonna go up, I don't know. Yeah, that's the whole idea about it. Like they want you money. Remember that. They always want will want that. Same with the government. Same with the fucking tax, whatever. All shit is the same. Be aware of what you are doing and how do you trade. Like I've been saying as well. Like I did already change my whole point of view of the alts, whatever. And for the next cycle, believe me, I'm not gonna buy any kind of shitcoin or any kind of alt. I'm gonna stick with top 5 of mine, and that's all. What been performing this cycle and previous cycle as well. And technically, I bet you that this list not gonna change. What I'm having here, because I don't care about it. Seriously, I don't. And to be honest with you, that's gonna give me much more freedom, and I will not even be like, let's say, quote unquote, stress about it. And I can do whatever I want. And especially on the spot side, let's say, the only two what I'm gonna buy is Bitcoin and a hype so far, and maybe Solana, but I need to rethink that. That's all what I'm gonna buy. Bitcoin is fucking lifetime trade or investment. I don't care about the rest. I seriously don't care. I couldn't care less if that's gonna do 100x or whatever. I don't care. BNB, not even close to that. No way. I don't care about shit. Anything what have to do with fucking Binance, far away from me. The BTC is your favorite shitcoin card. Yeah, you always can do that. Yeah, I think it will last. Also, where to buy, bro. Okay, major short squeeze. Just to be sure, are you serious? Or are you sarcastic about it right now? Yeah, exactly. 90% need to die. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Natural selection. We need that to even think about the rest of the tokens to be serious. And then you have the natural selection. So that means the leftover, that's gonna be the for sure top 100, that stay. And those are your fucking tokens to aim for and focus. And the rest, up, like even like considering above the top 50, you shouldn't care about that. And for fuck's sake, it's painful to say because XRP is in the top 10, and that's fucking up with my brain. Like, I want that shit to die, but it's what it is. Yeah, and BTC only. Like, focus on those ones. Like, that's gonna make you much more money. Then you start to spread you thin and buy shit coins and literally some fucking tokens that are not even worth it and hope for the best. No, it's a plan. You need to plan it out. You put your money into it. You need to plan it out, like as accurate as possible. The mistake, like, okay, maybe Smurk can confirm that as well. Like, 100% sure, most of, not only all of the mentors and the heads, the mistakes that we kind of did, let's say quote unquote mistake, last bull run or bull run before that, we didn't do that this time. Not at all. Why? Because we fucking learn it. We change our point of view of doing things. Ah, bro, Binance is bullshit. Like, that's whole fucking idea of Binance and ByBit. That's all fucking, for me. It stays and sticks next to a Mexi. They are fucking the worst one. Sorry, I said I didn't do the mistakes. Apparently, I mean, yeah, I sold off the TIA. Like, wasn't in profit, but yeah, that shit the bed happens, right? But that's just one token, not 100 of them in my whole portfolio, right? So don't get me wrong. Yeah, I had shitty spot bags. That's why I said I'm done with it. Like, it wasn't even a shitcoin at all. But yeah, I'm done like keeping track with spot bags. And I'm gonna do only with the fucking my lifetime Bitcoin, and then on top of that, I'm gonna add hype eventually. That's gonna work out in a year, and then Solana definitely that I'm still holding, and this I'm gonna still trading. And that's the whole idea. Like, it's for me, it's not that my spot bags makes me what I'm right what I'm doing today. It's my trading. There, I'm pulling all of my money over it. My spot backs is just for my lifetime's shit, and the house that I'm building or starting building next year in Poland. That's coming from my spot backs. Mm, you told me? Did I tell you that? Really? Fuck, man, I said so many things. I don't remember at all. Well, how does it look like now? Oh, uh, okay. When was it? When did I tell you that? A year ago. Oh, a year ago? Release, yeah. Okay, so the pre-release. So you took out something over here, right? On this, I assume. There was something on the first pump in the last one, apparently. But yeah, after that, like, look what had happened. Like, yeah, you had pre-release. Well, fun. Cool. You tokened it, let's say, on the body-wise, 50%. And then, fucking hell, you didn't even reach your list price. So yeah, at least you make money on that one, yeah? 0.05 cent. Oh shit, that was the list price. Fucking hell. Sorry, I didn't realize the wick over here. Fuck. There it is. But yeah, same shit. The retest, you reach it, and didn't even reach it. Same thing. What was this one? Oh, this bullshit. I want to remember that. Greatest coin ever. That's a slide. Did we ever fucking regain something on? Oop, this it, but not the fucking major slip. Oh yeah. Uh, mm, mm. I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, thing is, leverage is not wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not wrong. You need to know how to use it. Port, same thing. There is not something like that. And good that you said it caught you off guard. Like, yeah. But the thing is, like, you can't buy left and right something and hope for the best. That's never gonna work. Like, same thing. Like, you go to go to the store right now, blind yourself, and buy the first thing that you're gonna touch. Like, that's the whole idea about it as well. Exact the same thing, right? Like, I try to make you sure that people understand. Like, before you buy something, you need to think like, do I need this? Like, does this work? Is this gonna be helpful? Is this gonna do it? Like, there's so many things, and it's hard to understand that in the first place, and it's hard to know if something's gonna work, yes or no. But you need to manage it, and like I've been saying, this is as well where people struggling or maybe don't understand it. You can not only buy something, put it on the side, forget about it, and oh, you know what? Next year I'm gonna take so much profit from it. You need to manage it. You need to see what's going on, card wise, project wise, company wise, whatever, even market wise, right? You need to be on kind of that area that you need to be investigating that as well a bit more. It's not that you wanna buy and forgot about it. Like, that doesn't work, especially not in this bull market or this market area or cycle. Like, we already figure out, like, this. I mean, like I've been saying from the beginning, we did this already from the low that we settled to the high that we got. Like, we did the same thing over here, bit more higher and extended because it was quite different price and volume extended, but still, people still thinking we're gonna do the bull market. Like, is this not enough? Like, we need to be a little bit more realistic with ourselves as well, and looking at the price, and definitely zoom out a little bit to see what we did and where we are. Sometimes it's hard to break that and understand that we might not reach the area that we wish for. Mm. Went to the right move. Yeah, hype quite safe you over there. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Mm, good move. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it's still right, but yeah, I've been saying, like, you need to position yourself right. Like, obviously, like, before buying left and right, you need to see where are we. Right? For example, like, if the token is doing this, and this is gonna be a little bit too perfect. This. So where do you go buy something? Are you buying it over here? Or are you gonna wait and see token's gonna do something, even at least something like that, right? And buy something over here. It's the whole idea about it, like, the patient. Like, I can't stretch it enough how people need to learn about the patient and not to FOMO in something. That's the worst one. That one is the worst one because I know how it is to see things popping up left and right, and people get hyped about it. Oh, you need to buy this, or this is gonna be next, or someone mentioned that. Oh, because Trump mentioned this token. Like, sorry, but if you cannot handle your FOMO into something, then you shouldn't buy it at all. Something, because that's the first wrong decision ever. Because you're never gonna think clearly because someone else told you to buy something. And first thing first, you see it over popping left and right, and then you see the price going there, and you say, oh fuck, I'm too late. I need to buy now something, and then it's gonna do this, and you're stuck with it. Like, best example ever. There we have it. People to the day of today, they're gonna talk about it. That shit's gonna reach $100. Ghost, you know. Wait, I'm gonna send you that. Uh, hmm. I don't have. Fuck, you're a lucky ghost. I can find the option to ban. So yeah, FOMO in. That's the biggest issue of people and struggle. For me to hold. But look, major short squeeze. The difference is one is better than another one, right? The second one is a crap and bullshit. The first one, that one, it's way different. It's literally opposite what this is doing. Right? So yeah, this is still a good choice. Yes. I hate what they gonna do from the next year as company wise and how you call it, the privacy shit. I hate that. That's why I'm cutting it off. But coin wise and structure wise, like, bro, if you buy anything on Crow, no matter what on spot over here, that's gonna do exact the same move. Like I've been already pulling those data over here, like the days I want to see if that's gonna happen, yes or no. The next move, like BetQ, is gonna do something like that. Yes. But the point is to buy this fucking line over here. Right? Then you might make money. Yes. And then the next aim is this area over here. That's all. And that's the difference between those two tokens. I'm more happily gonna buy something from Crow, even I dislike the whole policy what they're gonna have from next year. I don't care about that. But chart wise, yeah. And this is no brainer if you see that already. But this, like, no fucking way. I'd rather shut the shit out of it till we're gonna regain something. And believe me, first ever thing that I want to see regaining is this. And then maybe thinking about a high. Right? So there's always a difference between some tokens. Like, yeah, there we have it. There we have it. Perfect. Like, don't get me wrong, like from last cycle before that as well in the bear market. I've been starting using the card and everything. This was the one of the best fucking cards ever that I had. Then, yeah, they're gonna kiss asses on the government, and yeah, unfortunately, they're gonna be going down the drain. Still, there's going to be use case for some people if they want it. That's fine. Otherwise, this is still potentially good buy with this area. Yeah, good stuff. There's much more to it. So let's choose the Coinbase one. But yeah, okay. Anyhow, I'm gonna wrap it up because I think I'm yapping and pissing some people off lately. I like to do that. Anyhow, please, by all means, watch out and be aware of the whole price action and take it step by step. Every single high, what you're gonna gain right now on your alts or come close to any kind of your positions, by all means, please take profits or cut them short or whatever. Be aware of that. We still continuing going lower, right? No matter what we're gonna do over here, we still aiming to go there. Still, we're not gonna start to regain 116 area and aiming for 120, and that's as well gonna be a potential short. Still, we're not gonna regain the all-time high. Be aware of that, please. Don't let you fool or don't make fucking wrong decisions because those are the things that we are aiming right now, right? And as funny as it sounds, and people have been laughing about me, the only sign that I'm aiming to go higher than all-time high is when we're gonna start regaining 125 and closing anything above that. This is the reason why, because for now on we are settling new lows constantly. So to cancel the bear market, you need to regain you to 125. I want to see it happening in 2 days or to the end of this next week. If not, then that is your answer. And then for sure you're gonna have a bounce or rejection from 116. That's your first bigger major resistance. Be aware of that, please. Don't think we're gonna blast through everything you want go. Okay, take it step by step. Rethink some things. Check your spot backs or whatever. Make sure you're gonna be positioning yourself because it's gonna be for a while, right? So yeah, I think that's all from me. Have a good one. I will see you Sunday, and make sure you're gonna be watching as well the volatility coming in to the next couple of days, especially in 2 days, and 13 as well. But that's the monthly one. One of the important ones gonna be on 7th. That's gonna be in 2 days. All right. Have a good one. Stay safe. Don't FOMO in. Be patient. Train yourself to and get back into the form of being patient, or like I don't know, try to work on that because that's the most important one. And then there's gonna be always another trade. Okay? Keep your head nice and clean without noise. And if there is some needed space, then take that as well. Okay? You don't need to sit in front of the charts constantly 24 hours a 7 like most of the mentors are doing. So don't be ass. Take some time off. All right? Have a good one. Peace.